conservative new media viewers and boxing fans all around the world. What is up? It's me, John D. Villarreal, the four-time national powerlifting champion and the MMA expert, joined by Paul at Villarreal. Just got done watching HBO's 24/7. I believe it's the final episode of Martinez versus Chavez Jr. for the middleweight championship of the world. This was intense. And I believe this was, in my personal opinion, first of all of our personal opinion only. We're not alleging any facts. We're not casting any aspersions. All for entertainment purposes only. Please check the disclaimers. Paul, in my personal opinion, this was one of the most revealing HBO 24/7s ever. Look, it confirmed what I believed already, which is that Sergio Martinez is so focused and so ready for this fight. Doing all the training, you know, the hyperbaric chamber, you know, everything, the steaks, the barbecues, you know, just focused, sitting right there in Oxnard, doing the training, doing everything with his team. And, you know, Chavez Jr., I have a bunch of question marks. I'm not, you know, in my personal opinion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is not training hard enough. There, you know, what was going on with these sessions with Freddie Roach, where you know he took a day off. I mean, Paul, what's your take about this HBO 24/7 Chavez versus Sergio Martinez?
Look, I agree with what you said. At least from what we are seeing and what Freddie Roach is saying, and the contrast in the training camps and the methodology. It looks like Chavez Jr. just kind of kicking back, not taking this particularly seriously, or maybe not as seriously as he should, whereas Sergio Martinez looks super focused. He is working it. Okay, we learned tonight he doesn't spar a lot, but you saw them put the ropes around across the ring there, and he's kind of bobbing and weaving in a little web, kind of simulating what the fight's going to look like. I mean, look, I respect that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is undefeated, won a belt, but it just looks like two different levels of fighter or of championship level fighter. And again, unless I'm missing something, I just don't see, unless Sergio Martinez gets old overnight, this is looking like it's going to be a lot of Sergio Martinez.
It looks like Sergio Martinez, in my personal opinion, is trying to do all kinds of different advantages. I mean, we're talking about the hyperbaric chamber. I mean, he just focused on his training. He says there's no secret. I get up at 4 a.m., I work hard. He's up, he's running, he's doing his thing. You know, he was in the other 24/7, we saw the paddle boarding or you know, standing kayak, whatever it is, you know, on the ocean and or at least on the water, whatever, in my personal opinion. And we saw, you know, like you said, the bobbing, the weaving, the web, we saw the mountain biking, we see the sparring, we see the mitt work, we see all kinds of stuff. I mean, this, you know, Sergio Martinez, it looks like he's really doing everything he can to be ready. He looks sharp, he looks fit. They were showing his training at full speed. He looked great. I mean, just pop, 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 pop. He looks powerful, working, you know, the heavy bag, everything like that. And you look at him, he looks like he's ready to go. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he looks better than he looked in the last 24/7. He still looks a little bit soft, in my personal opinion. He doesn't look like he's as mentally focused, swimming around. I mean, you know, doing training at the house. Like I don't even get what's going on there, in my personal opinion. So, you know, and then they showed, you know, looking at and analyzing the fight against Lee versus Chavez, the last fight that Chavez had in El Paso. And I think they were talking about, you know, Sergio Martinez and the trainer were talking about, you know, he's not jabbing on the way in. You know, he just tries to, only throws hooks with the left, and, you know, mostly size and aggression. Paul, I think they're trying to analyze, you know, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and figure out how they break down that style and attack it in the ring.
Look, I mean, the last time I can remember Sergio Martinez being really challenged was when he lost to Paul Williams the first time. Everybody knows what happened the second time. So I think that Sergio Martinez is focused. We heard Sergio Martinez talking a little bit of trash. We certainly heard Chavez Jr. talking trash, saying that, hey, Sergio Martinez should be fighting his dad because he's already too old, meaning Sergio Martinez. Whereas Sergio Martinez is saying, look, you know, he said something to the effect of, hey, it's a joke, this guy's got a championship belt. And, you know, so I love this. This is going to be amped up. It's going to be a great fight. I can't wait for this fight. You know, we'll probably be posting a prediction and stuff, but this was a great episode of 24/7. Got me really pumped up to check out this fight next week.
I love HBO 24/7. I can't wait for this fight. Look, I also made the comment, I'll close with this. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez was on the treadmill. He was doing his thing. I mean, he was running. He looked, in my personal opinion, in better shape than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I mean, that's what I'm talking about right here. I mean, you're seeing look, here's my bottom line. Bottom line is, I'm no disrespect. I'm not trying to take anything away from Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know, he's got a belt, a record, everything like that. But in my personal opinion, you know, at least now, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is no Julio Cesar Chavez. And that's the bottom line for me right there. And we're going to see if he can beat Sergio Martinez. And I'm telling you right now, if you know, for all the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fans out there, in my personal opinion, I have a big question mark about whether Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is going to bring enough to the table in the ring to be able to handle Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez is ranked as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters for a reason. 37 years old. Okay, well, you know what? You got to show up and you got to beat him. We saw what an over 40-year-old Bernard Hopkins did to you know, a young, strong, fast, you know, Jean Pascal. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens right here soon in the ring. HBO pay-per-view middleweight championship of the world. You need to weigh in on it right now. Tell us what you think. What did you think of this HBO 24/7 episode? Who do you think has the mental edge? Who do you think has the physical edge? What about the training camps? What about all of this? Tell me where you're at. Give me the comments below. Please subscribe above. I'm John DeVillo, the 4-time national champion. That is Paul Villarreal. My bottom line is, I'm saying, based upon the 24/7s that I've seen, edge goes to Sergio Martinez, and I think it's a sizable edge now. Where are you at on this? Please rate this video up. Also, please post it to your social networking sites. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.